Hey you guys, welcome back to Grounding, Growing, and Gardening. We have a ton of stuff to do today, more on the list than there's time for. So yeah, let's go ahead. We're going to put those eggs in the bucket to go in with the tomatoes, because the last time I was out working on buckets for compost, I collected some eggs and I forgot to take them inside, so now they're just in the back of the little trailer here. We're going to put these in the bucket with, so that when we plant the tomatoes, they can go in underneath the tomatoes, because these aren't going to be any good now. So, let's see. First things first, I'm going to get the bags of, how do I say this? Okay. I do feed my chickens a store-bought feed like most people do. But I also give them a daily portion of some homemade bird seed mix, and so I'm gonna do that. I will tell you a little bit about what I've discovered, because I'm not the only one online that has videos about making your bird feed at home, your chicken feed at home. And so as we're talking about that, I'll kind of tell you some things that I've discovered. Is it useful? Do I use it for everything? No. I'll just tell you that off the bat. I do feed them. I just don't think there's enough protein in the homemade bird feed, homemade chicken feed. So I do go ahead and give them a laying pellet as well, but doing both does bring my feed costs down quite a bit. Careful. She's trying to drive the lawnmower by herself. So yeah, so I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be putting some buckets in the compost pile today because I didn't do it this weekend. We were busy, and I've got some more things to plant. And so this video is going to be a little bit informative, a little bit like day in the life, just to kind of see what's going on and take you guys along the journey. As always, I appreciate you guys being here with me. If you enjoy my content, just like hanging out, please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, all that stuff. Definitely will help me along my way. And we will get started. They are excited to see us today. Let's turn this gate off. No, Miss Penny's not gonna bite you. They're gonna be too concerned with what I'm doing. You hungry, chickens? Are you hungry? We got some sunflower seeds for you. We sure do. Y'all got your buckets completely turned over. Okay, so like I said, I do give the birds some store-bought organic layer pellets. I also give them a mix that I make here at home, and all I'm using is whole oats, whole corn, and black oil sunflower seeds. Before I was using a Tupperware, a big like 30-gallon Tupperware container, and when I moved the chickens, the squirrels decided that they were going to get in there and they chewed a hole in it. And so I'm not going to do that again, because obviously in about 2 weeks the chickens will move again, and this container will be big and heavy, and it'll stay pretty much where it is, but it'll be close enough out here that I won't have to transport the buckets like all the way across the yard every time I need to refill them. So I'm going to use the metal trash can with a metal lid. That way the squirrels stay out of it. And all I'm going to be doing is layering the sunflower seeds, the corn, and the oats. Sunflower seeds, corn, and oats. That way when I mix it up and they get their portion, it's kind of a nice mixture. I was before using some flaxseed. The chickens weren't eating it. I felt like I was wasting my money. They do like it if it's wet. So if you're gonna use flaxseed, what I've started to do is just make little flaxseed balls and give them treats of that. And I also, before had dried peas in it, again, they really weren't a fan. They would pick around them. And so I just didn't waste the time getting them this time, because they are getting the protein that they need from the pellets. Alright, I got my helper going to get her rake, because that's really the easiest thing to use. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Keep looking, you'll find it. Yeah! That's it. These guys know what's happening, so instead of torturing them, I'm going to go ahead and fill their little bucket up. Come here, chickies. Come here. Oh. So, isn't that so much prettier than just laying pellets? No wonder they like it better. You know, chickens don't eat every single thing in their house. They lose stuff because they'll scratch it around. And so in the area where they were last month, I have corn and I have sunflower seeds growing. So that's pretty cool. And some wheat. I do have some wheat growing too. So it's pretty cool that they just naturally seeded for me. And I mean, it's not, you know, where I wasn't planning on planting anything there, but works out in my favor. So what are you doing? Are you trying to be broody? I wish you would get your feathers back on your back. You look pitiful. You wanna hatch out some chicks? You do, huh? So bad. Okay, now it's time to feed the worms, and I actually have 6 more compost buckets to go get out of the front yard. But I will just kind of show you. I think these buckets are good examples. I know one of them is just like is from the little juice shop, and they didn't have a lot of stuff this week, so it's just bananas and fruit tops. I'm still working on getting people to understand to take the fruit stickers off, so that is an issue, but we'll get past it. And when I sift, yucky, when I sift through things with my little shakers, hang on, baby girl, hang on. I can find those and pull them out, so they won't go in the actual compost that goes into the garden. It's not ideal, but it's better than nothing, right? This is my system, and it's just a bathtub that I found on the side of the road and a piece of plywood. That's all it is. Anybody can do this in their own home. I always check because there are lots of, the next door neighbors have a huge pile of brush back here. So I always look before I do anything to make sure we don't have any little creepy crawlies. I don't want to get, those are pecan flowers. What are we looking at? That looks like some bird poop. Let's not touch it. Because that's kind of yucky, huh? So I got a lot of, I think it is. I got a lot of clearing to do out back here pretty soon. I haven't gotten to this part of the fence or line yet this spring, so all of this will get cleared out pretty quickly, mowed back.
When the trucks come, when the truck come up, can I see it?
Sure. You're sweaty.
Yeah.
All right.
Daddy.
Sweaty. Okay, back up so mommy can move the plywood, okay?
What?
I can't. Okay, so I do have a few things growing.
Lollipop.
A roly-poly.
Yeah, I want a lollipop.
You want a roly-pop? Well, we'll get one out of somewhere else. Here. There you go. There's your roly-poly kid. All right, so again, this is my system. I'm still picking out. I had a restaurant that was using, I didn't realize it, but the tea bags had these plastic rings around them, so they've switched to a different product. I don't know if they did that for me or if that's just what ended up happening, but it has made my life a lot easier. I do have some cantaloupe trying to grow in here. Every time I come out, I just turn it, and that gives the worms something else to eat, right? There are lots of eggshells because the worms can't eat the eggshells. They're too hard. And I didn't get them, little bits of plastic. I didn't get them out of the buckets, right? I'm not really concerned about that. When I sift again, I'll find the eggshells and they'll go in the big compost pile or whatever. Because I need it to move the soil around. Gotta find an empty spot. There's lots of worms. You can play with a worm as long as you put it back in here, okay?
Okay.
Don't drop it on the ground and be very gentle. Got some pregnant worms in here. Got some worm babies. Lots of worms. No, you can only have one. You only need one. All I do is... Hi, how are you? I had to take a break for a minute. I was chatting with a neighbor over the fence. Haven't seen him since last spring. All right. Well, I don't know if y'all can see all these worms.
Yes, I can.
You can, Freya? You can see all the worms? All right, we're getting down into some food there, so I think that's a good hole here.
Oh, two worms.
Yeah.
That can really go.
All right, you guys, get back in there.
But this one can't.
Nope. Are you squishing that one too hard? Or are you being gentle? Be gentle.
I love the worm.
Yeah?
Are they gonna eat it?
Yep, they love to eat food scraps.
But sometimes they eat that and 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 eat dirt. They
Dirt.
eat.
They do.
Why?
Well, they like it.
Peter. I'm not gonna.
You can put him back?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, we need to go up to the front and get the other buckets.
Can I hold it when we get back?
When we get back, I'll get you another worm. Put that one down. Thank you. Over here on this other side of the fence. On the other side of the yard, I have my two compost piles, which you guys may or may not have seen before. One of them is supposed to be ready to go onto the soil, but it decided that there was a potato in there that sprouted. So now it is a potato bed for the season, I guess. I'm not really sure. I may just pull it out soon and see what I've got and go ahead and use the soil because it took so long to build that soil. The other one is the newer bed. I've been using it for a couple of months now, and I'm probably going to go ahead. Yeah.
I love you.
Do a couple more weeks of dump in here. I love you too, and then add another bed because I want this to start really being able to do its thing. I'm making a video. Why are we outside? What are we doing?
We
We
were feeding.
were feeding the chickens. Now we're dumping compost buckets. Yeah, well, I think they're too heavy for you to pick up, babe. Here, you want to do this? Film mommy while I'm... Oh, that's the ground. You got to keep it up. Oh, now that's you. So good. Are you going to be a photographer when you grow up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Can I do get up? Can I go on top of it, please?
You can be whatever you want to be. Mommy will support any dream you have.
Yeah, it is good.
I'll let Little Bit be in charge while I was dumping these buckets and we didn't get a good shot, but that's okay. So, oh, did it fly away? So I've got 3 new buckets in here. I'm gonna put 2 more buckets of the wood scrap shavings, and then in a couple of days I'll come out and I'm gonna start turning it, which is something that I have not been great about with this pile. I've just got so much going on that sometimes that gets a little bit left behind, but it needs to be the focus so that this doesn't go anaerobic and become an issue. Also, if you can tell, I've got lots of cantaloupe trying to grow up in here, and I mean that's great, but I don't necessarily want things growing in my compost pile, so got to get to turning it. It didn't look like it, but I think I may have run over my phone and my tripod. Maybe. Oops. Alright, so we're gonna finish up. I've got 3 more buckets. The worms are in here.
Is that a watermelon?
That is a watermelon. It's a watermelon rind. And I don't think they're going to have the easiest time eating that. It's probably this bucket should have gone to the chickens. No, we're not eating this, baby. Mommy's going to pull this out and throw this to the chickens.
Me's gonna get this for the chicken.
Yeah, if you want to get that to the chickens, that's fine.
What are you?
I'm dumping.
What?
You? Please don't rub that on your shirt. We're going to go wash our hands in just a second. Okay?
Yeah, I just want to get all my...
I mean, I guess you can, but your shirt's going to be yucky. Alright. Let's get these ones back up on top of their food. Uh-oh. Got that. There's too many pineapple tops in here.
I want to work. But I want to work.
Okay, get a worm. So all I'm doing now, other than managing her, is getting these little wormy guys and getting them back on top of the food pile. They like to be just a few inches underneath. Watch out, baby. Scoot back. I don't want to get you filthy. Underneath the soil level, so they will find their way back down. And I did put that a little higher than I meant to this time, which next time will be the other end of the pile where the food goes. And I'm sure I'm going to be sifting a lot of this rind and pineapple top out of here, which I plan on doing a sift pretty soon because they have got this bathtub full of food, or full of compost now. Let's get these bigger guys. And, well, I just want to make sure that they're over here where they can access the food, because I fed them in the middle last week, or at the end of last week, and it looks like they've already eaten the majority of that. All right. Thank you for being such a good helper. Let's put the worms back in their home. Can you put them back? fixing to close the lid now. You need to put the wormy back.
I put it.
Joining us.
Thank you, Dennis. I got a worm in that.
Yeah.
And I got to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I dust. And I dig. And I sweep. And I did. And I did. And I did. And I did.
So good. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Remember to stay grounded. Keep growing.
Yeah.
And don't forget to water yourself. We'll see you next time.
And see you next time.